So right now I'm recording a video. I guess it's not really a video, it's more of like an audio journal. I'm standing outside and waiting for the bus. I don't know why it's awkward for me to talk, because it literally looks like I'm talking on the phone right now, but I just feel fucking weird. But that's okay, I guess. Just need to go ahead and get it off my chest. But it's not really like I have anything too pressing on my chest to talk about, but I guess recently I've just been thinking a lot about, I've been trying to learn how to do me a little better and more authentically. I feel like I definitely have been living in a shell, in my own shell, for a very long time, and I haven't really been my truest self. And so I really want to try and get to know myself better. And with that comes, I guess another thing on a kind of separate note that I've been thinking a lot about is change. I feel right now that I am at a place where change needs to happen, and change is happening, but I feel like in a lot of ways I'm resisting it, so it's making it feel harder. But right now, as of like these last few days, I've been sort of starting to move towards the change a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that it's anything crazy, like dropping people out of my life and starting a routine and staying on it. But I mean, welcoming in compassion to myself, understanding that, I'm going to need discipline if I want to welcome the change. And the discipline is going to be able to help me to set stronger boundaries, and it's going to help me to feel good and also be able to even more so be more compassionate and loving towards myself. And so now I'm just like, I don't know, I'm in the space where I'm just breathing in like every aspect of my life. I'm inhaling and exhaling, just like my locks on my hair go through a process of expansion and coming inward. I feel like that is what I'm doing right now. I'm in a place where I'm in between the growth and the change and the old me and past versions of doing things. And before I can really solidify this change, I just have to allow myself to be able to go back inwards into me, into myself. And in order for me to do that, I have to make myself be a safe space. I have to give myself love, and I have to move forward as slowly as I need to. And I have to realize that maybe it might seem slow when in actuality, there is no slow or fast when it comes to this change. It just is what it is, because I could be slowly moving forward, slowly moving forward. And that energy, me being in that space of like allowing myself to receive and give and breathe, opens many doors for me, or moves me towards a different direction that pulls me into a space that's I didn't think I would have gotten for until years from now or whatever. I don't know what is gonna open up, or maybe it will just open up massive self-love, which I have not experienced that for probably since childhood, and even then, really, because that is when all of the self-doubt and the negativity and all of that began to set in. So maybe it's a completely new way for me to live life and to actually have self-love and self-compassion. So, but anyways, in order for me to move forward and really solidify this change, I'm realizing that I have to take it slow with myself. I have to reparent myself. I have to be the parent to myself. I have to give myself love and opportunities and space to make mistakes, and realize that it's okay. I'm moving forward as long as I keep moving forward and I stay disciplined with that. And then I'm moving in the right path. And honestly, I've been looking into my design. I recently came across that term when I was in a Zoom call. Somebody was like, they were looking at their human design chart, and I was like, what is that? So I've been looking into that, and I think it really, well, what I was listening to about today kind of helped me to understand more about how to deal with myself and my own tendencies, and how to listen to my gut feeling better. Because as long as I'm listening to my gut feeling and moving, basing my decisions off that, I know that I'm moving in the place that I'm supposed to be going to. So, and honestly, doing that, I don't want to, like, my mind will immediately look to huge decisions that I will have to make immediately, or not immediately, but, like cutting people out of my life. Like I was saying before, like these massive decisions, or like quitting my job, or picking up this one, or but no, right now I'm using that as a tool for each moment, instead of living in the future or living in, the past, or living in fear from, if I do this, then I won't be able to get this, if that even makes sense. But I just know that I want to use the information I'm getting about, how to go forward, and use my gut decision in every now moment, rather than letting my mind distract me from the now and put fear towards decisions that maybe I'll make slowly or eventually, or that I just don't need to stress myself out about now. And I'm also having to redirect my thoughts in my mind that tell me that, if you do this, then you can't have that, or anything that's like scarce mentality or fear-based. I don't want to really limit myself, at least not in my mind anymore. I don't want to pay attention to the limitations that I think about. Sometimes it's a lot in a day. I think about a bunch of limiting things, and now I'm really trying to redirect my focus to the now, my now decisions, my now moments, so that I'm not so stressed out. That just is a way for me to live more in peace, and know that with each decision I'm making, I'm headed towards the right path, rather than thinking about the big decisions, like what feels huge or massive, or what feels like a decision I can't make. But I can make the little decisions that will lead me to where I'm supposed to be, and I rather do that rather than stress myself out by thinking about all of these other things that haven't even, that just aren't really something I need to be focusing on right now. So I've been thinking that is interesting. And also something that I was realizing the other day when I was looking into the human design chart is just like how, I am naturally someone who can fit into many different crowds of people. Ever since I've been a kid, I've been someone who is able to go to this group and have friends, like maybe people who, you would categorize as nerds, or people, and go to the other group as that you would categorize as athletics or sporties or the jocks, or go over here to, the theater kids or whatever and be able to make friends. I've been able to do that since I was a kid, just kind of float in and out of different spaces and communities of people. And, growing up, that, I don't know why having that trait is like maybe looked down upon in society, at least the society that I know and that I've grown up in has said that, if you aren't solid within like one type of group of people, then you're wishy-washy or you're fake or you don't know yourself. And I guess for so long I've been thinking that me being able to do that, or me having a personality that is very fluid, was a bad thing, that made me fake, or that made me flimsy, or that made me not know who I was. But I recently came to the perspective that, that is exactly who I am, actually. And that is something that makes me special. And that's something, obviously a lot of people have that trait, but not a lot of people around me have it. So that's what, is something that I can say that is something I like about myself. And that is who I am, I'm not flimsy, and it's not that I don't know myself. That is who I am. And so instead of me thinking that this huge part of me is bad or makes me a certain type of way, I need to embrace it, because it is who I am, And I think because I know what, at least a portion, I have goals, and I feel like I have a purpose, and I feel like I know what I want to do and how I'm meant to help people in this world. That having that characteristic is something that is huge. It's something that will help me to be able to relate to many, many different people and help them, eventually when I'm there. To be a counselor, to be a therapist, not even a therapist, but a guide for people to help lead them back to themselves. You have to be able to relate to people. And different kinds of people, it's a profession that you're gonna have to work with different types of people and be able to help them feel comfortable and feel safe, letting out what they need to let out to talk to you so that they can see themselves better. You know what I'm saying? And so for me to be able to embrace that characteristic about myself is for me to be able to empower my own self in the future. It's for me to be able to live more truly and authentically to who I am. It's for me to be able to help as many people as I can go back to themselves and find peace within their everyday lives. And that's what I want to do. And that is what I feel like I'm called to do. I know eventually, there's going to be people around me who are different, who I'm going to need to help. And so I think that's a beautiful thing to have a better perspective on, and think of myself as, rather than thinking of myself as fake or someone who doesn't have a solid foundation, when I do. And I've always had my same values, and principles. Of course, as I got older and grew, those values and principles grew and evolved along with me and my perspective. But I've always been the same. My life will never change. So I'm not, fake. I'm just capable of seeing more perspectives than maybe some people can. So, and include, like, not making that feel like othered or anything. So I think that is a beautiful thing to have discovered about myself. And that's just kind of what I've been thinking about recently, and kind of my own little self-discovery thing. And it's been really making me feel good. And I feel like my prayers have been heard. I've been praying a lot about which direction I'm supposed to be taking and where I'm supposed to be going and how I'm supposed to be moving, because I'm at a point where, I feel like change is going to happen. I feel like I need to make change in my life, and I felt kind of stuck, and I still kind of feel a little bit like I don't know where to go, what to do. And so I've been just praying a lot about direction and opportunity, praying a lot about my finances and my abundance and what I can do to just live more in my purpose and more like fulfilled, I guess. And so I feel like my prayers have been answered, and right now I just need to continue to listen to my gut feeling and observe and be still and just wait to see what I'm attracting, what is going to come, what doors are going to open, and just be patient and just be at peace instead of being in stress. But that's all I think I got to say. So I'm going to go. Bye.